Lights go out, ignition scream, heartbeat sync with the RPMs. Midweek war, no time to wait. Green flag drops, we seal our fate. Stealing speed, knuckles wide. Every corner's a street fight. No rewind, no second chance. You want the lead, you gotta dance. Turn it up, feel the ground shake. One wrong move, yeah, that's all it takes. On Wednesday night thunder, feel the shockwave hit the ground. Engines loud, no backing down. Hear the whole damn place resound. Wednesday night thunder, red line running through the night. Screaming loud, the battle's on All-Star 15 TV under the lights. With Wednesday night thunder. Three wide deep into turn one. Check your mirror, here they come. Slide job clean or pay the price. Every lap is rolling dice. Paint scraped, sparks fly. Crowd jumps when the leaders collide. No fear left, just hunger and fire. Chasing that win till the final tire. No mercy, no regrets. Only legends and wrecks. On Wednesday night thunder, hear the engines tear the air. Side by side, nobody's scared. If you blink, you're already there. Wednesday night thunder, white flag waving, feel the heat. Streaming live for all to see. All-Star 15 brings the speed. Wednesday night thunder, dead. Turn it loose, go. Hold the line. Fight. No lift, no brakes, no compromise. From the sim rig to the screen, every moment raw and mean. Worldwide eyes feel the sound when the thunder hits the ground. Guitar chant section. Hyundai. So Wednesday night thunder, feel the lightning in your chest. Last lap, come and give it everything you got left. Wednesday night thunder, checkered flag, scars and pride. Streaming live on All-Star 15 TV tonight. Win or wreck, we ride or die. Wednesday night, turn it loud. Streaming live, All-Star 15 TV. Wednesday night thunder. Last lap, come and give it everything you got left. Wednesday night thunder, checkered flag, scars and pride. Streaming live on All Star 15 TV tonight. Win or wreck, we ride all night. Wednesday night, turn it loud. Streaming live, All Star 15 TV. Wednesday night thunder. Lights go out, ignition scream, heartbeat sync with the RPMs. Midweek war, no time to wait. Green flag drops, we seal our fate. Stealing speed, knuckles wide. Every call-
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
It is feature time in Tulsa. Let's go green.
He's got the run, but is it enough? It's a drag race to the finish. Goldberg goes from third to first in the last quarter.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change, with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline, or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to All Star 50 on the broadcast tonight. It is Wednesday Night Thunder Week 4 from Texas Motor Speedway. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Glad to have you all here with me this evening. Hope you all are doing well. They are gritting on pit road, and let's run through your starting lineup real fast. On the front row, it is Joe Robert and Jesse Corman. Row 2, you have Chase Veneman and Andrew Combs. Row 3, it's Justin Barkley and Kenneth Passmore. Row 4, it's Lucas Boyer and Ryan Strunk. And rounding out that top 10, it's Kevin Page and Tavor Mulry. Everybody else is going to cycle through on your screen as we're just about to get rolling. Broadcast partner Brandon Storr will be with us momentarily.
Momentarily?
Momentarily?
Surprise.
Surprise.
I am here. Really happy to be here tonight.
How's it going there, pal?
I'm doing very well. Excited to see these ARCA cars take to this mile-and-a-half track, which in this day and age, this mile-and-a-half track is not one a lot of people look forward to. But let me tell you, the way that these cars drive, I'm really excited to be able to see how the track conditions are able to alter tonight. As we see how we're looking in terms of track temps, it looks like we're going to be roughly around, if I see that correctly, 73 degrees, making this track probably pretty grippy tonight for these cars.
Well, it's 73 degrees for everybody in the stands. That track temp is sitting at a hot 98 degrees.
So it's going to be a little bit more slippery. Those fans are going to be able to enjoy it. So hopefully everyone can sit back, relax, and hopefully at least a 70-degree room as these fans in person are 73 degrees.
Well, as we know, Texas Motor Speedway did go through a reconfiguration multiple years ago. They have 24 degrees of banking in 3 and 4. But in 1 and 2, they flatten it out just a little bit. For that off-throttle time, it is sitting at a 20 degree of banking. We are just about to get ready to go green, everybody. Glad to have you all here. Welcome to All-Star 15 TV. Hit that like button, subscribe. The pace car is on pit road, and we are
Green flag,
green here in the Lone Star State. Already the 16 of Joe Robert defending that front spot into turn number 1. Drops it all the way down to that white line on the inside of the racetrack. Great hole shot coming off of turn number 2. Here comes Jesse Corman looking to put it right to the back bumper of that 16. We are already single file through that top 10. A little bit further back is where we see 3 wide, the 87 of Kevin Page, Phil Stanhart, and Brian Phillips all over the place, but there it is.
Front stretch.
Already multiple cars all over the place. We're going to have to back that up the old-fashioned way. Did not populate as a wreck on the timing and scoring.
Well, I'm wondering how much of a factor. So earlier on this lap, you can see the 30 car right here. He's a little bit further in front, but he gets to the wall coming out of this turn. I wonder if that just kind of checked everyone up, and that's why the 13 car may have came down a little bit. I think it's got hooked up, a little bit of net code, forced them to stay together. That's all she wrote, I feel like.
And we stay green, lap 3 on the board.
Yeah, this is a track that with this new configuration, it's really difficult through turns 1 and 2 to be able to be too wide and be able to have a lot of momentum. It's going to really be more of a one-lane racetrack. The progressive banking was designed to try and give them more room to spread out. I think with these cars, the amount of horsepower is more capable than it is with the Xfinity cars, now the O'Reilly series, or the next-gen car. But 3 and 4 is very too wide, as you can see that they are currently too wide for 4th place. That's going to be that opportunity, but by the time you get to turns 1 and 2, you're going to want to be pretty evened out.
Yeah, that's a great look into how these drivers are going to run this race today. But Brandon, you mentioned it. 1 and 2 has all the surface area to be too wide. It's the exit of turn 2. It gets really tight, and that's where we're going to see drivers later on in the race, I feel like, are going to really test it. Probably pound themselves into the wall as Justin Barkley is spinning down pit road.
Ooh. And Dave Blaney will not be proud of that. And he's coming out of that turn, so tough to keep that car held down loose.
Just like that, Brandon, we have some separation on the racetrack. Your top 7 all in this front group. And it's about 5 seconds back to Tavor Mallory in that number 5.
Yeah, and this is definitely a very draft-focused track. Like I said, the way that you have to be single file through a lot of this track, as you can see, he's running that middle group through turns 1 and 2. Definitely going to be easier on the tires, but it's not going to be the fastest route around this track. These cars do catch very, very good ground. You don't want to lose track of that car that's in front of you, otherwise you will have you get.
Yeah, these Harker cars do punch one hell of a hole, as Tavor with the 27 of Cody Sanborn right behind him, looking to advance a position. But up front, they are all in a row and just logging laps, it looks like, up here.
And that's what they're going to want to do with the way that the horsepower package is on these ARCA cars. You definitely can wear out your tires a lot quicker. So you're going to want to think of this as he gets loose. Is he going to be able to save it? He's going to spin down through the grass. That is so tough in that corner because you have the banking that is not progressive. You don't get a smooth transition onto the backstretch that allows you to feel confident in your car but almost overshoot it. When you go onto the front stretch from turns 3 and 4, you have a real drop-off that occurs, and that makes it so difficult to be able to hold it down.
Here it is from Andrew Combs' point of view in cockpit. Just gets loose off of turn number 4, and you can see he's still fighting the car. He gets it going, and we continue racing.
Yeah, and of course, when he comes back on track right there, that is so difficult. Cars are trying to optimize their way through the tri-oval, which, you know, you're trying to cut down those corners, and that's right where he gets back on track.
And now, that 7-car breakaway is just a 3-car breakaway with Joe Robert, Ryan Strunk, who's plus 6 spots from the start of the race, and then Chase Veneman sitting in that 3rd spot.
Well, in that 67 car, he's going to want to do what he can to be given that 16 car a push. If you can make this a 2-car race, it truly can come down to who's got the better tires, how you work out your pit strategy. If I'm the 67, I'm not trying to burden myself. I'm trying to keep pushing. Well, as he makes that move down the inside. Well, and this is why I don't race ARCA cars, ladies and gentlemen, because I would have made the wrong decision. I would not have made that move. And you can see here as they go through turns 1 and 2, it's really challenging to be too wide as you go through. Even if you have all of that space, you have an optimum line there, and that's going to be the optimum line.
And here comes Veneman back into the mix. It was a little bit of a gap there. Now he's right back on the back bumper of Joe Robert as Strunk moves up a spot. But here comes the 16 once again.
When he's finally able to make that move work and going down into turn 3 and 4, that's where you're able to go too wide. You're truly able to battle and contend here going down into this corner. But it does get so tight there off that turn, and that's why that car on the high side, they have to let up just a little bit if there's any type of aero push coming out of that turn. That gives that car on the low side a little bit more of an advantage on that turn. He's able to make that pass complete.
Robert lets Strunk lead a lap or two, takes it right back. Well, let's drop further in the field because there are some great battles back here. Joseph Null back in the 01, the 19 of Brian Phillips, the 29 of Phil Stannert. They're all battling for the same position. Gary Sack in the 89. Detroit Lions, as always, Ford Mustang.
I don't know, when it comes to paint schemes, I'm a simplistic guy. I really like that throwback to the Furniture Row paint scheme there. That's right there in front of them. I think that's very clean looking. It's very simplistic. 29 girls.
That's Phil Stannert. I like the black and white Napa car.
Napa has the capability to do a lot of great things with their paint schemes. I love the fact that on iRacing you're able to get that look and be able to see what some of the creative content people out there are able to do with some of these paint schemes.
These guys are all under a blanket. Up a little bit further. We have the 00 of Jesse Corman, Lucas Boyer, as John Neidick just had an issue. Let's see. Ooh. Keep it off the wall. Keep it off the wall. And he does. Oh, well. He kept it off one of the walls.
Oh! Well, a car coming off pit road almost got into him. That's a challenging spot. And that's the thing about that turn. It is so easy to get lost where you are on the track there with the ability to run such a wide array of lines. There's not really one perfect way. There's an optimum line through there, but you have the ability to save your tires, to press your tires harder because of the progressive banking in 1 and 2. He's still, if you can see, sitting on it, like he just took a toe back. But that's where, if you aren't completely certain what the car in front of you is doing, you have that ability to create that contact.
But Brandon, as we're looking at how this race is starting to develop, just shy of 20 laps into the race, we're seeing these little tiny groups of vehicles. Does that surprise you any chance that, you know, the top couple drivers are pulling away, then you have another 3 or 4 drivers together, and then another 3 or 4 drivers together? It looks like these drivers have like their little cliques as they're running around the racetrack.
Well, and honestly, AJ, it doesn't surprise me too much. I made mention to it a little bit earlier that with the horsepower packages with these ARCA cars, you have the ability to wear out your equipment a lot faster. These cars also, as you mentioned, punch a large hole through the air with the size of them. So what that creates is, one, the draft is so important. So you're going to see 1 or 2 cars sit back in the draft, as long as they're not losing too much pace in the cars in front, in order to make sure they can save their equipment up a little bit more. Maybe be able to make that additional pass in the next run and hope for a caution, get bunched back up, and be able to time that way. But from a standpoint of being in these little packs in that draft, if you lose the draft, you almost do go back to that pack behind you, because these cars have to follow what's called, as I made mention, the optimum line. There is a line on this track that you almost have to run, which is why in real life they run, you know, a PJ1 or some sort of resin they put on the track to try and widen out the track itself, so that then you're able to progress through. On this simulator, ultimately, they don't have that. So these cars truly are getting grouped together based off of the draft and making decisions that really are at the mercy of a caution.
Looks like Veneman is starting to lose some ground to our front 2 leaders, Strunk and Robert, as they switch back and forth every couple laps.
Well, and the difficulty for Chase Veneman right now is he's at a point, just based off of my experience in being in a race car on here, is that he's probably about 0.7 seconds back right now is probably going to be his relative gap. The draft really starts to be completely gone at 1 second, but you start losing the effect at 0.5. So right now, he's at a point that he has to be pushing as hard as the front car to be maintaining his gap, or even potentially be catching. And by that point in time, when he catches up to them, he's probably burned out his equipment that he's going to lose that gap. So he's in a really tough spot, but doing a great job in maintaining 3rd spot and having connection with that front pack.
Yeah, he just moved in back under a half a second. It seems like 1 and 2 is his low point, but then out of 2 he ends up gaining some time right back. The 3 of them are still continuing to pull away from the drivers behind them, Corman, Boyer, and Passmore. Then another 6 seconds back, you have Tyler Dixon and Tavor Mulry. And in 9th, you're sitting with this group, the 89 of Gary Sack, Brian Phillips, Joseph Nalback, and Doug Pachter.
Well, and as you can see, and they go down here into turns 1 and 2, this is where, you know, they have the ability to get a little bit more stretched out, but for the most part, they come back together, they're running a single line. So they're doing whatever it takes to be able to maintain their momentum. That's where that front car is really able to kind of dictate what kind of run are they able to get. Is he able to create speed in turns 1 and 2? Because in 3 and 4, that's going to be an area you're not going to have to worry too much about. Am I losing time here? Am I losing time there?
Yeah, I think 3 and 4, for the majority of the run, you crack the throttle and then you're right back in the gas. 1 and 2 is, for the most part, the off-throttle time that you're going to see because of how they reconfigured it.
Yeah, 3 and 4 is very traditional, as if you were running an old Atlanta, or if you have a spin in front, we have a contact.
Oh no, it looks like Tavor, and he is missing that front end.
Well, it looks like we have more who have been involved in that contact.
26.
That is not the end of it.
Oh God, there is significantly more. Okay.
That
Let's see,
furniture row car found the row of cars right there.
let's see where this all started. That's the 26 of Tyler Dixon. This is 3 and 4. Little squirrely. Oh, nowhere for the 5 to go. Oh,
At that point, you just hope a hole opens up. But with a spinning car, that's difficult. And
Doug,
AJ, if you go back to when that wreck does happen, the thing that I want to point out is that you can see I believe it was the 26 car who wrecked, correct?
yes.
The 26 cars, they're going down into the turn, going into turn 3. They're really planning to wrap the bottom. And as they're wrapping the bottom, he gets his nose chopped a little bit, and these cars punch such a big hole in the air that he washes up the track a little bit, and he decides he's going to stay in it. He's going to keep pushing the car forward. And what happens is that car just has too much, essentially, lateral grip and loses the back end of the car because of the amount of air that's punched in front of these cars.
Let's take a look here. This is from Cody Sanborn, the 27 car. I can just hit the play button. That'll work. Out of turn number 4, sees the smoke. He's already letting off. And it's just... Oh.
You just have nowhere to go.
And that engine is not happy.
That is so challenging because the thing is, we've already had 2 incidences where the cars didn't pull all the way around or they wrecked off track, so we didn't have cautions. You just have to kind of stay in it and avoid it the best you can. You may call it ARCA braking, but in the sim, you are at the mercy of, hopefully race control maybe stepping in here or there, but you have an algorithm that's going to be throwing these yellow flags. So you got to stay in it, and unfortunately, that did not clear down to the bottom.
Yeah, and unfortunately that was just a combination of a bunch of things where people were in the middle of the racetrack, and even though they were slowing down, they weren't slowing down at a fast enough rate to miss the wreck. And it kept going. I was kind of surprised. I saw the first couple incidents, and then it felt like the wreck just continued all the way past the start finish line, with multiple cars involved.
Well, I think it speaks to how thin the front stretch is. When you see it on TV or even here on the broadcast, you look like these cars might be able to be 3 or 4 wide, not necessarily racing, 3 wide racing potentially, but the reality is this is really a 1 or 2 wide racetrack through that tri-oval. I mean, we saw it in real life with Ross Chastain getting through the grass just a little bit, trying to cut those corners and getting airborne. Same idea here. You're just trying to hit that optimum line, and unfortunately, that's where the wreck clears to.
Well, lights are off on the iRacing official pace car. Our first caution right around that lap 25 mark. We're going to lap 80 here this evening. Once we hit the checkered, stay with us. We'll talk to our podium finishers if we can get a hold of them. I'm Agent Cabola, Brandon Storr up in the broadcast booth. But so far, Brandon, now that we have a fuel run under our belt, the drivers know what they have. What are you expecting for the racing when they go green in just about a half a lap?
I'm expecting these drivers here on this restart to show absolutely no mercy. You've seen that if you get stuck behind a single vehicle, once your tires have kind of heated up, you're going to be behind them for a while. So you're going to take everything you can get to ensure you're a part of that front pack.
Well, here we go. Pace car is about to duck down pit road. We're going to send all 32 engines back into turn number 1. Multiple cars still on pit road to fix some damage. And away we go. Green flag is back out. And here we go. Huge stack on the outside, halfway down the pack. And they are spread apart very early on into turn 1 and 2. Only the first couple of cars in the field are nose to tail, as Veneman now is really looking to contend for a top position.
Well, and you could see through turns 3 and 4, he was able to battle on that high side and maintain, but throughout turns 1 and 2, he was just trying to hold on being on that high side. So as he goes down in here, he's going to do whatever he can to try and get the draft coming out of this corner. As you see, he kind of arched that corner a little bit more. You can have that versatility in turn 1 and 2.
As he goes and blocks the double zero of Corman, 3 and 4, everybody's strong suit. As there is a battle for the lead, Joe Robert in the 16 and Ryan Strunk in the 67. As they are side by side for P4.
We saw a car that was battling for P4 coming out of turn 3 and 4 get into that wall, and that's what's so tough is that corner gets so tight coming out of it. The turns 1 and 2 are misleading and people overdrive it. 3 and 4 just get so tight. It's so challenging to keep it down.
89, a Gary Sack to the inside of the 82, a Lucas Boyer into turn number 1, clips the apron on the inside, or the grass on the inside. To get to be able
that's
to
something that I
make
think
the pass.
it may be an advantage to clip that grass a little bit. As you get heat in these tires, if you're able to keep those bottom tires cool, I know iRacing has a thing about clipping the grass on road courses, but on an oval track, honestly, if you clip that grass a little bit and not get race control upset, I'd be doing it every lap. Except when there's a car there like there is now. With a prime vehicle, it looks like he got a little bit squirrely.
Yeah, Veneman is falling back. See if we could find out what happened. Oh, yeah, squirrely out of 4. Had to correct
When we talk
it.
about punching an air, a hole in the air. Veneman ultimately was punching that hole, and a car was coming up on him quick, and just got his back end loose. Almost similar to those Twisted Sister cars back in the Gen 4 days.
Able to keep going, but does fall back into that 6th position. Great battle for the lead.
Well, you can see with the side-by-side battle, the third place car is really able to take advantage. He's able to stay up there and really contend that if either of these cars making mistakes in the prime position there.
I'd be really excited to see later on in the race how many lead changes we had, because for the majority of it, they've been side by side, Robert and Strunk.
Well, that's just a testament to the talent in this league, and it never ceases to amaze me, AJ. Whenever I get to stream with you, you have been helping and working with so many different leagues. Some of them have been, about what I expect. Some of them have been absolutely amazing, and the talent that this one has, just seeing the side-by-side battle, I love this.
And this is the first season for this league, too. And so far, 4 races in, it's been nothing but phenomenal. These drivers should really be proud on how everything has come together. It's really been fun. But look at this line of cars behind Strunk and Robert. It goes all the way back to about 9th place with Brian Phillips.
Well, and you can see throughout this entire pack, we talked about it getting broken up, but with those front cars side by side, look at that pack that is in front of Brian Phillips right now. He's trying to hold on to that pack and stay with it, but we don't see a 3-car breakaway because those cars are battling side by side and doing such a good job, because the car on the high side is able to maintain his momentum through 3 and 4, and the car on the low side is able to keep pulling through in 1 and 2.
And just listen to Phillips. Listen to this engine. Into 1. Oh, and there's
We have a wreck.
Corman and Robert. Our leaders. I was not expecting this with how they were running. They've been side by side for laps. The 67 clips the 16, stacks everything up. The double zero of Corman involved. But Joe Robert goes around back to that 17th position, and there he goes. Probably not a happy camper right now.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, that's just the nature of the beast. I don't know if we're able to ride on board with the 67 car throughout that incident, but if I'm me and I'm going down into that corner, what I'm noticing about this, uh, and actually, I almost would look at it from the car behind the 67. Um, yeah, from this view right here, if we run this through, what we're going to see is that the 67 car on the low side, he doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom. However, I feel like side by side, that's what they were doing. And we can see as they're exiting the trioval here, the 67 car takes a much more higher entry as if he's going to arc the corner more or run more middle lane. Whereas the 16 car, who's a little bit more out front, doesn't quite expect that. He's expecting to have the middle option or a little lower down. And that's a racing deal to me. Just one of those situations where you're trying to gain that advantage. You change your line a little bit, trying to maybe save your tires because that low car, the 67 through 1 and 2, is eating his tires every single time, and he can't keep doing that or he will lose the race. He's just trying to get an advantage. I don't put a blame on either of them. Good hard racing.
Let's take a look from the view of the 89 Gary Sack. He's in a new fire suit.
Or hear me out. You just get a brown fire suit.
Woo!
Never happened. Because that is great driving. Just keep your foot in it. Don't worry about it. Great job. Gary Sack. Yeah, I know the 16 cars would be real upset about that, but I'm still holding strong. That's one of those racing deals. It's unfortunate. He's gonna probably be kicking, screaming, and like MFing, as I call it. Um, but when he goes back and looks at it, he'll hopefully understand the 67 car is gonna try and do something to help his tires out. There is no malice.
Well, just as we're talking about it, the 16 and the 67 are P1 and 2 in points coming into tonight, as you guys can see on the bottom right hand of your screen. Joe Robert with a 129, Ryan Strunk with a 125, and Tivor Mulry a 122. Joe Neidick in fourth with a 121. Then it's a little bit of a gap to finish out that P5. Tyler Dixon with a 109. Cody Sanborn with a 101. Ryan Kieser with a 96. Eighth place is Andrew Combs at 90. Ninth place, William Newton, 85 points. And then rounding out that top 10, it's Cole Christopher, who I don't think is here this evening, in that 10th position.
Well, this is a great opportunity for everyone to be able to catch up in points or at least tighten that points gap. Because you could tell from the racecraft at the very front, both of those drivers, not only are they clean and impressive, but they both have the knowledge to be able to adjust to ensure that they are going to finish well unless they make contact.
So, Brandon, a little bit of a strategy difference here for the field. Your top 6 did not come in and pit, and they're looking at just about 14, 15 lap old tires when we go green here in just about half a lap. Chase Veneman, the first driver on fresh tires in that 7th spot. On the inside, you see the number 15 Chevy Camaro with Prime on the hood. I'm curious to see how long it takes for these drivers to get back up towards the front, or can Steve Wickel, William Newton, Ryan Kieser hold off the drivers on new tires? We don't have to wait long. The pace car is onto pit road. The 22, the 17 lead the field, and we are green once again at Texas Motor Speedway.
If I'm the crowd, I'm looking at where Veneman is because I don't know that necessarily tires are going to make an impact on the start, but he's going to pick his way through one by one with this draft.
Also see the number 3, Tim Pugel, sit in that 4th position. All these drivers in the top 5 are plus. Oh my God! Oh!
I know you can't park there, but I'm pretty sure he's sleeping there. That was a hard hit.
There's the 4 of Tyler Drew. And it just collects everybody. The big one at Texas.
Well, if it's possible to see that from the top view there from the 4 car from the beginning, I think that's where we're going to get a real telltale sign as to what truly happened as we run this. I think that car on the high side gets to the wall just a little bit, and that sets everybody up.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, gets to the wall, comes down a little bit, and that just is a hook right away. And when you're restarting in a pack, the only thing to do is do pack things. And we see the 16 car there went from leading, having his incident, that he has another incident that he's involved in. But, you know, when you're in a pack, there's nothing you can do to avoid this.
38 of Lewis Sullivan. If you happen to watch these streams in VR, you might want to take it off. Because this... Dallas Fort Worth, the airport, isn't far away from here. And Brandon, we have takeoff in 3, 2, 1.
Man, let me tell you, Peppy from Star Fox would be very proud of that barrel roll. But I mean, that's just the challenge of this. Is I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the 38 started, and he was one of those drivers who didn't have tires, and the car is not going to have the same type of grip as it had before, and that's just the nature of it. You get into the wall coming out of the turn. If I do believe correctly, that was it was the 38 who got into that wall.
Yep.
And I think he's the one who started on old tires. Just doesn't have the same grip. It's just a miscalculation.
Here's the view from Brian Phillips.
And he's thinking, I'm going to avoid this to the high side. Just kidding. And he also has liftoff. He almost could have, he might have gotten a gold medal at the Olympics for figure skating for that move, because he did a couple of, spins around. He then pirouetted through the air, landed on all 4 tires. I gave it a 9.9.
The fact that you know some of the terminology.
It should not shock you.
It doesn't.
We just had the Olympics, my guy. We just had the Olympics.
What is a kilometer?
Victory screech.
What a game. What a game.
Oh, love seeing a great win, which, ultimately we're going to see here in a couple laps someone get a great win. I don't know if it's going to be as great as losing a tooth and then getting to bite down on a gold medal without having a tooth.
How about losing 3 teeth?
I mean, what's a tooth? What's a tooth? What's 3 teeth? I mean,
does he melt down the gold medal and make the 3 teeth?
I don't know. Maybe you do. All I know is you were born without teeth, so you can live without them.
Well, he's a hockey player. Most hockey players don't have teeth to begin with.
Yeah, he's lucky he had all of them whenever he went pro.
And remember, I'm a Ranger fan. Jack Hughes is a devil. But during the Olympics,
which is why we like Jack Hughes.
During the Olympics, it don't matter. USA or whoever you're rooting for.
Well, and of course, I get to have a really fun battle anytime that the USA and Canada happen, because I'm an Avalanche person. So.
And McKinnon is a Canadian.
Mm-hmm. So I get to be real torn during that game. Not too torn. I already know who I'm choosing, but
look at how the field has thinned out after that last wreck.
Well, we've got new players, we've got newcomers and goers. Everything's adjusted, and I'm pretty sure we saw a lot of those cars that were up front who stayed out. I'm pretty sure they got tires this run.
Well, here we go. 17 of Wickle, 89 of Sack, your front row as the green flag is in the air, and the 89 caught sleeping on the outside.
Well, and he has the right to start the race whenever he deems fit. And that's just it. Although going down to the turn, it looks like he slowed up just a little bit.
Oh, we're 3 wide for the lead coming out of turn 2.
Well, we're going to be almost 3 wide. Back down to 2 in single file. There's 3 wide a little bit further back. I wonder if the 17 is a problem.
I think the 17 just has really old tires still.
That very well could be it.
Lap 28 is when he last pit, and it's lap 50 now. We have 30 to go, everybody. And we only have 13, 14, 15, 16 cars on the racetrack. Everybody else is on pit road repairing damage.
Well, I know for me, the car that I was looking at for where it was that maybe that pit cycle had happened, it was that 3 car that looks like it's doing a great Joe Nemechek Pontiac paint scheme back in the day. That was the car I was looking at. I'm pretty sure that was the one that was the last one to come down pit road. And I mean, he's fallen a little bit, but still a potential where, you know, depending on the number of sets of tires, we may be able to come back down here.
Tires are unlimited.
Tires are unlimited, so I mean, I'd take those every chance we get.
Gary Sack looking to the point. Andrew Combs with a great start where he passed 2 cars into turn number 1, out of turn number 2 to take the lead. But now here comes the 89 Gary Sack and the Ford Mustang Detroit Lions. Also Chase Veneman in the 15 Prime Chevy SS. Your top 4 under a blanket as that 77 of Combs is battling hard on the outside.
Well, and you have to wonder if this 89 car wins this race, does that mean that in the 2027 Super Bowl, for this next Super Bowl, will the Lions take it if he wins this race? I feel like that's something.
I doubt it.
I think it's the Lions this year. That's just...
I thought that a couple years ago. They disappointed me.
It's their year.
Yeah, what do you sound like that freaking Cowboys?
It's the Ohio in me. I'm so used to saying it's our year and then regretting it the first game of the year.
Hey, it's like the Mets. And the season is underway, and they're eliminated from the playoffs.
Well, and just like the Mets, you know, you start the season and you get underway, and then you're like, oh shoot. We see now that if there's not going to be a caution flag, you've got your 4 cars out front. The way that the tires interacted with this essentially cycle, you have your front 4 cars. They're working the draft, and it got broken up by those cars that didn't pit versus they did pit. That's where I said you have to be prepared, and you have to be on it on every single restart, because if you fall behind, you're in that pack behind.
As we're seeing this top 4 breakaway, that gap is just about 3 seconds to Kenneth Passmore. Steve Wickle, if we don't get another caution, is going to be in trouble. He last pit on lap 28. He's fallen all the way back to P6, holding serve there. If there's no caution, he's going to have to come take a green flag pit stop.
Well, that's definitely what you don't want. You will go a lap down, even if you're the leader pitting on a green flag run. You go a lap down, let alone if you're 5-10 seconds back.
Look at this. Doug Pachter in the 59. Something look a little off for me?
I think it looks all right to me. I mean, it's a little Twisted Sister. The paint scheme looks fantastic on it.
Well, it's not Twisted Sister. It's Iron Maiden.
I mean, same thing, basically. I mean, you got Iron Maiden on the hood, Twisted Sister on the car. It's kind of the same.
Holy cow, look at...
He's turning right through the turn. Holy cow. That thing is so askew. Like, that's, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that is car control.
And
like, let's talk about, yes, he was in a wreck, and this is why it happened. but he's running, I won't say competitive, but
No.
for that car, if you put 5 other cars up there, he is so competitive.
Well,
the way he's able to hold onto that car.
I just want to throw this out here. He might be 28 laps down, but if he keeps it on the racetrack, there's a shot where he can move all the way from 26th to 17th if he can keep it on the racetrack.
When you talk about a points battle, you try and maintain as many points as possible. And he's out there doing his best Tanner Faust impression through every single corner, as it looks like this front pack is starting to bunch up just a little bit more and get tight as they're trying to decide, are we going to save or are we going to make a move?
See the 0-1 of Melback getting out of the way. As we are still side by side on the point, Veneman to the lead out of 4. Gary Sack with a great exit out of turn 4 as well.
Well, and that's where he decided to make his move. I told you before, it's about saving your equipment in that draft behind and deciding when to make the move. So now it's a matter of, can the 77 get out in front of Sack? And is he able to then save his equipment to make a run with 5 or 10 laps to go? Or is he going to burn himself up while Sack tries to maintain second spot?
Well, the side-by-side is working out for the 15 of Veneman as the 89 just taps the wall out of 4, loses no momentum.
That wasn't a tap. That was a little kiss. That's all it was.
And he sends it into turn 1 and 2. To the back bumper of the 15 is Sack. Side-by-side off of turn number 2 with under 20 to go.
Well, and you can see right there, another perfect example of these cars punching a hole. You're able to move that car at the track when you get up behind them or make them get loose. The rear end of this car is so difficult to maintain. He is hanging on for dear life trying to maintain.
And there's the 59 of Doug Pachter on the racetrack trying to gain some valuable positions. Remember, every position counts when it comes to the overall season points. Kind of like what we saw back in the day. If your car was a wrecked bucket of truck, they fixed it what they can. You got back out there because every position mattered.
And the thing is, when you're a wrecked bucket of truck, you know what the driver's saying.
I hate this. I hate this.
Why are you sending me back out there? No other words. Promise. No other words are being said. That's it.
Yeah, we keep everything PG during the races.
Ooh,
now, if you end up
watching contact with the wall,
if you end up watching our storm chasing videos, viewer discretion is advised on those. Which, whenever we do those, come hang out with us. We chase down tornadoes. Brandon tells me to deploy. I end up sucked up in a tornado. It's fine.
Well, the thing is, it's a perfect theme to go along with this Texas racetrack, and it's sucked up into a tornado, because you can see here how much the airflow and the wind makes a difference, because now you have a car that's out in front. If these 3 cars behind can get their act together, if they can manage to not shove each other up the track with their airflow, and they can just sit in line, optimize their line, and get a draft, they will be able to catch that car that's out in front. This is not a track that you're able to necessarily maintain that lead just by being fast.
Gary Sack has pulled away over a second. Now they're battling for P2 as Lucas Boyer up to 3rd, looking for P2 as Andrew Combs is now pulling away in that 77 in 2nd. Boyer, Veneman, close, almost nose to tail going into turn number 1. There is no contest from P5, Kenneth Passmore.
Well, Andrew Sack was seeing exactly what he wanted to see. He wanted to see the side-by-side, and then when they aren't side-by-side, what he doesn't want to see is what's right now happening. The cars are straight in line. What he wants to see is he wants to see the 82 car duck out, try and make a move on the high side, make a pass happen. That's what he wants to see. And if you're the 82 car, yeah, you want to make that pass, but you have to keep that scope of frame of mind. You have to push that car up there. It's the only way you're going to get up there.
Help out the channel, everybody. Hit that like button, subscribe if you like what you're seeing. We do a lot of League iRacing stuff here on the channel. We also play some games if you want to have some fun and watch those streams. But tonight, like every Wednesday, it's the Wednesday Night Thunder series. The ARCA cars always putting on a good show. Next week, Brandon, you're going to like this. Next week, we go to a track that no longer exists on the NASCAR schedule. Kentucky.
I would say you can't say Chicagoland. That thing's coming back. It's no longer an Amazon warehouse.
Chicagoland is actually their season finale event.
What a great season finale. Kudos to the league admins and the decision makers in making that decision. Not only is it great NASCAR is bringing that track back, but the racing product that it puts on, it never should have been eliminated. And the fact that the league admins recognize how great of a track that is, really
Almost
happy.
Three wide into three. The 15 of Venomit is going to back out of that. Combs is going to take P2. The 82 of Boyer looking for second out of 4 is going to have the position. Combs back to 4th, losing 2 spots in one set of turns.
Well, looking at these 3 cars, I really think the 82 car is the fastest of the 3. I feel like the 77 being in 4th is the right move if they're going to maximize their draft capabilities to catch up. And right now, I mean, Zach's running away with it. Like, dude is on a roll out in front. He's working lap traffic without issue. He's watching the battle behind him, and he's just hitting every mark he needs to.
And there it is. Doug Pector gets 1 position back.
He's
now in 25th.
He's also hitting every mark he needs to. I mean, he's hit everything else, it sounds like. I mean, not by his fault. I won't say it was his fault at all. But his car looks like it's been through some twisted sisters, if you know what I mean.
But like we mentioned before, he is very much going to... he's not going to be happy with the outcome, but I think he's going to be happy with the effort that they were sitting P27, and he's going to be probably P16, P18 by the end of it.
It's still so impressive, the level of car control and the discipline to turn right going into a left turn.
Cole Christopher, as I mentioned before, didn't think he was in the race. I lied. He's currently sitting plus 15 spots in 12th. About 3 seconds back from Joe Robert, who is he just wants this race to be over. He's running a modified.
I mean, hey, modified drivers win races. We saw that with Ryan Preece. He's able to win a race. You never know. We could have one spin create a caution, and out front they could wreck everything. And he could be back in it, win it, and modified. You don't know.
Well, I could tell you, a driver that does not want to see a caution, who's 3 seconds ahead of the field, Gary Sack, is just putting qualifying laps out there.
Yeah, he's really doing a great job maximizing every single line. He's really putting on a clinic now that he's out front. And if I may, AJ, the way that these ARCA cars run, just the intricacy of,
And there it is.
you know, as you come down, you got a car coming down pit road.
That's Steve Wickel. We talked about it. Made it all the way to 5 to go and had to hit pit road because we did not get another caution. I'm sorry, Brandon. I just wanted to update everybody on how that strategy was going.
No, that's a great call out. I really appreciate you pointing that out. All I was going to say about these ARCA cars is what really impresses me is their ability to hold a line through the turns. Just watching this 89 car, watching Zach be able to go through the turn and really just be able to navigate, hold it down when he needs to in 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 still looks super smooth in comparison to some of the other cars. And I can only imagine how fun these cars are to drive. Zach's in great spots to be able to drive this to the most funnest.
And you mentioned, just look how smooth he is through these corners as we have 3 laps to go from Texas Motor Speedway's the Wednesday Night Thunder Series. Race number 4 from Texas Motor Speedway. just about over. Do we get another caution? We'll have to wait and see. But Veneman is on a tear, Brandon. Holy cow. It was 3 seconds across the line last time by. It's looking to be a 2.2 this time across.
Well, he's got that endurance mentality. The longer you can go, the more tunnel vision you get, the more perfect your laps get, and the more he's able to extend that lead, as it looks like the front group has at least been able to kind of figure out where they need to be. But that 15 car who's in second place, he's been able to stretch out that gap. He's not getting that push that he needs to move forward.
He is hauling the mail with 1 lap to go. Gary Sack with a 2.4 second lead. White flag is in the air. Next flag will end it. 1.5 miles away from victory is the 89. Nobody in sight. Has a lapped car. Won't be a factor in front. Through 3 and 4. Just like the Detroit Lions will come into Dallas and win here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Now with that little bit of contact, we saw him make that contact coming out of 3 and 4. And kudos to the 15 car there. Really in contention all day, getting that second place. He's got a lot to be proud of.
And Chase Veneman with second place. Andrew Combs in third. Lucas Boyer fourth. Kenneth Passmore in that fifth position. William Newton in sixth. Seventh, it's Shane Griffin. Eighth, Ryan Keyser. Tim Pugel in ninth. Colt Christopher in 10th. And I just want to bring up 2 more drivers. 13th, having to make that late pit stop, Steve Wickel and Doug Pachter from 27th. Gets back out on the racetrack and finishes 17th. Who knows later down the line, that 10 spots could be very, very important.
Well, you never know, and that's why you always give it your all. It's very easy to think that as a sim driver, because you crash, you can just quit out, you're frustrated. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to who's got the longevity, who's got the endurance. And the person who had the endurance today absolutely was this fantastic Detroit Lions car, who's doing a real kudos to the late and great, who is it? Mr.
Alan Kowicki. The name was there. I had it.
The name was there. I was seeing if you knew it. And transparently, I was also trying to grasp it because I knew exactly who it was, but I was like, last name. The Hooters car.
Well, we have him in the waiting room. Let's talk to, as he's ripping burnouts on that front straightaway, the driver of the 89 Ford Mustang with the Detroit Lions on the vehicle, wrapped in that beautiful blue and black, coming into Dallas like they always do, getting the win. It's Gary Sack.
How's it going, y'all?
Dude, what's up? What a great run for you this evening. It looked like you had some great battles with a lot of the drivers once you got towards the front, plus 25 spots from where you started. How was it out there? Because it looked like you just put on a clinic the minute you got to the lead.
I started out in the back just because I had a feeling, based on all the practice races that we were running with how loose it was, that there probably wasn't going to be very many cautions, but the ones that there were probably going to be very big. So I was just trying to avoid all of the mayhem. And then once we got up here and I saw them racing in the back, and I just turned on the burner trying to break the draft so that they couldn't get back up in time.
And that's exactly what you did. You threw in the afterburners. Hopefully they don't find the NOS can underneath the driver's seat to help you get the victory and pull away from the field. But great run for you. Definitely very impressive. Next week we go to Kentucky. Another 1.5 miles, a little bit of a different beast What are we expecting from the '89 team when we head up to Sparta?
Honestly, my goal for Kentucky is a top 10, top 5. If I can get up there, I'll be happy. Kentucky's usually one of my better tracks, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, dude. Well, before we let you go and you celebrate the win here at Texas Motor Speedway, got anybody you'd like to thank? Any plugs?
Shout out the boys down in Latte, Taver, Johnny, Michelob, and Phil, and all the guys that were down there hanging out. It was a good time hanging out with them. I love hanging out with them every week. Shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast, and shout out to Wednesday Night Thunder, one of the greatest leagues on iRacing right now.
Yeah, it's a new league, but they are coming out swinging. Gary, thanks for coming and talking with us. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, Brandon, if you're still here, I will give you P2, Chase Veneman.
Absolutely. Chase Veneman, you got a copy on us? Chase, you got us here real quick?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
All right. Perfect. No, how's it going for you? You had a great finish here. You finished in P2. Not without, obviously, its challenges you're running through. You had a great run up front all day. Tell us about your night and, how you feel about the position here that you finished in and what you may have needed to be able to get first, but a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard fight battle all race long. It was pretty bunched up racing there. Gary was starting to pull away from us. Uh, I think what did it for me is I didn't take 4 tires on the last caution, and I heard Gary did. So I probably should have taken 4 tires, but I figured some guys stayed out, and I didn't want Ryan because I didn't know how bad Ryan's damage was on his vehicle. So I wanted to make sure I got out in front of Ryan, so that's why I took 2. But overall, really happy. I had some bad luck there with that last caution that we had. I thought I was going to get screwed. They were 3 wide and came down right on me. Um, Luckily, I was able to go through the grass and get through the wreck. No damage. So, yeah, overall, really happy. I've been wrecked a couple times past couple weeks. At Michigan, I got wrecked, and that was unfortunate, but it was a lot of fun. Hard battles.
No, perfect. And honestly, you did a great job all race. We spoke about you a lot as you were going through, and we were talking a lot about the tires making a difference throughout in the draft as well. So real kudos to you as we go into next week and go into Kentucky. What challenges do you think that you'll see different from this race?
I think it's going to be just about the same, honestly. I expect to see some hard fought battles. Joe Robert, he's one hell of a racer, and I believe we got lucky a little bit today. Uh, he's really good, and he got wrecked out early on. So, um, honestly, I think it's just going to be about tire saving at Kentucky. I've done a lot of Cup car racing at Kentucky, and it's a lot of fun. Um, I'm not the best at saving tires, but at Kentucky, that's the one track that I know how to save tires. So that's going to be my main focus going into next week is saving tires.
We're looking forward to seeing that there next week for you. You got any sponsors you want to plug for a very awesome, in honor of the Olympics, silver medal finish?
Nope, but I would like to shout out my sister. Thank you, Cassandra, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, that's it. Shout out to Average Joe's racing team.
Perfect. Well, shout out to Average Joe and to your sister, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you so much. Hope to see you guys again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, let's
Yep.
bring up our P3 finisher, the driver of the number 77. It's Andrew Combs. Andrew, great run out there this evening. You guys look like you had a blast. You started 4th, finished 3rd, up front all night. How was it out there? What did you need to get towards the front?
Oh, just a sheer amount of luck, AJ. I mean, I don't know what was caught on the stream and what wasn't. I took myself out of it early, got lucky with a caution. Just tires, man. Like, this track is so weird. You're plowing tight in 1 and 2, you're wrecking loose in 3 and 4, just holding on to it, not overdriving it. Even got to lead a couple laps today, so that's pretty cool. I'm just proud I was able to hang on for 3rd.
Yeah, you were up front the whole time, and the caution did bail you out earlier, but hey, sometimes it goes like that. Um, but the way you rebounded, the way you kept up front, uh, looks like your mile and a half program is doing pretty good. With next week we go to Kentucky. What are we expecting from the 77 camp?
I think we're just expecting to ride this momentum into the next week. I mean, it was unfortunate what happened last week. Just misjudged it going into turn one. I forget who it was I wrote or I drove over. Apologies to whoever that was. Never got to say it. Just yeah, ride the momentum, keep it up. Just got to keep on knocking off top 5 finishes. You should be able to get back in the championship.
All right, brother. Well, you definitely ran with the front pack for the majority of the race. Before we let you go and celebrate a P3 finish and then getting ready for Kentucky next week, are any sponsors you want to thank? Any plugs?
Not really sponsors or anything, but I'll give a shout out to my teammates, Bad Cats, Trap House, Jesse, and Lucas. I need to update the graphic on that. I keep forgetting. But yeah, they were nice enough to let me on their team. So the shout out to them. Me and Lucas for communicating there in that last lap to not run each other over. So I appreciate him giving me the space. I owe him one.
All right, brother. Well, congratulations. Great job rebounding tonight. Have a nice rest of your week, and we'll see you in Kentucky next Wednesday.
Yeah, see you next week, fellas.
All right. Brandon, tonight was a good one. It was a lot of fun, as always. I appreciate you stepping in, having some fun with me up in the broadcast booth.
I always enjoy it, AJ. Honestly, hopefully I'm able to do this more often. We just got to see how life kind of works itself out. But I'm really excited for next week. Just going into Kentucky, if I'm a part of it, the broadcast or not, depending on my abilities and what's going on. I think everyone's going to be in for really a fantastic show. It's a track that has progressive banking, so you're going to see a lot of the side-by-side action and the cars really struggling in certain aspects. But you also have a track that is a unique shape in that turn 1 and 2 is much wider than 3 and 4 from a not from a track width standpoint, but you're going to be able to carry a little bit more speed through 1 and 2 and really launch out of 3 and 4. So really excited for what these cars can do.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. Appreciate everybody jumping in the chat. Everybody that watched. We'll see you next week in Kentucky. Be there, be square. Might have some storm chasing streams back up on the channel. Probably tomorrow or Friday. So stay tuned to that. Remember, those streams are viewer discretion is advised because stuff happens and stuff is said. Take care, everyone.
I don't have a filter then, I promise.
We'll see you on the next stream.
Peace.